Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and blessings to everyone. Well, alhamdulillah, Hurricane Dorian only did light damage to Puerto Rico, and we're not hearing about any casualties, and that's a big alhamdulillah because Puerto Rico, that island, that country needed a break this time, and I'm very glad. We still got to worry something about Florida. It's coming up on the it's coming up on the southern part of the peninsula, and I think it might get downgraded to a huge tropical storm. But it's still something to be concerned about. Now, my folks that I got in Florida are further up, closer to the Panhandle. Well, not actually the Atlantic coast, Jacksonville. So hopefully, they're going to be safe there. So I'm happy about that. You know, some people ask me, why are you caring so much about Puerto Rico? You always talking about them and how they should be an independent country and this and that. And saying stuff like, why are we black folks always caping for other people that don't care about us and all of this? And, well, you know, I just happen to have a great love for Puerto Rican people. All the ones that I've known in my life has just treated me so wonderful and treated me like family, really. And I've known a lot, of course, being in the music world and being involved in salsa music, generically called salsa music, but you know, rumba, mambo, and you know, that kind of thing, you know. And so I've known so many really fine musicians, and they all treated me wonderful, just like family, and just people that, just normal, regular people that I've known here in New York and also out in California. They always treated me like family, and they always, as I say, most of the Puerto Rican people I know identify with black, if not as black. Many of them identify as black, and the ones that you look at and say, well, they're not black, they identify with black people in our struggle, especially in New York. So I have developed that relationship with them, or that closeness, or that sentimental feeling to them, and you know, I root for them, and I hope that nation one day becomes a sovereign, independent nation as they deserve to be. They show me a lot of love, so I show them love back. It's a similar thing with Arabs, you know. The Arabs that I've known in my life, you know, alhamdulillah, they just treated me like family and showed me so much love. And it's too bad. A lot of Africans nowadays go to the like Saudi Arabia and some of the Gulf countries and reports that they get treated real bad. And I think that's a function of the global color-coded caste system that has been imposed on the country by Western colonialism. I don't feel from Arabs. I never felt from them like they have a hatred for black people. I've always felt like great love for them, but everybody has their own experience. So I have great love for Arab people, and sympathetic with them, the suffering that some of those nations that go through, because they're not all oil-rich nations. Most of them aren't. Most of them are suffering like other African nations and other quote-unquote third world nations, non-industrial nations, and suffered from colonial suppression and oppression. So there are people that I root for, and it makes me very sad to hear people come back and say, report things like Arabs are racist. I don't really believe that. That's not really in my experience, but everyone has their own experience, so I root for them. So similarly, Puerto Rican people who remind me a lot of Arabs, the way they act, the way they talk, the way they interact with each other, they too remind me of each other and my interactions with them. I've had great experience with them, and I have a great love for them, and I root for them. And what they went through with the Hurricane Maria the last time was a big, major blow to them. And I'm glad they didn't really take a major blow with this one in Dorian. And let's pray, and Muslims, let's make dua for our people in Florida. Okay? Continue to pray for me, and I'll continue to pray for you. Love and blessings.